Tuesday, August 5th, 2025, in Los Angeles. The ocean still churns with danger, secrets linger in the shadows, and hearts tremble under the weight of betrayal. So, what could happen next? Let's dive into the chaos awaiting our favorite characters on Tuesday's episode. The morning sun rises over the marina, casting a golden shimmer across the water. At first glance, it looks peaceful, almost serene. But for Brooke Logan, that calm is a cruel deception. She thrashes in the frigid waves, her voice raw and trembling as she cries out for help. Her arms ache with every desperate movement, each second in the water stretching into an eternity of fear and exhaustion. On the pier, Ridge Forrester doesn't hesitate for a moment. He tears off his jacket and dives into the water, his heart pounding and his mind laser-focused on the woman he cannot lose. Every stroke burns his muscles, and his lungs scream for air, but he pushes forward with relentless determination. He will not let Brooke slip away. Not now, not ever. Meanwhile, Nick Marone struggles to regain control of his speeding boat. Panic floods his chest as he watches the scene unfold. What was supposed to be a romantic outing, a chance to win Brooke's heart, has turned into a disaster that could destroy his relationship with her forever. As he finally slows the boat, guilt gnaws at him, knowing that his reckless choices almost cost Brooke her life. When Ridge reaches Brooke, their eyes meet, and in that brief, waterlogged moment, a whirlwind of emotion passes between them. Fear, love, and the silent recognition that this single incident could change the course of their lives. With a surge of strength, Ridge pulls her toward the dock, both of them gasping as they break the water's grip. Brooke collapses onto the wooden planks, trembling and coughing as cold water streams from her hair and clothes. Ridge kneels beside her, brushing a strand of wet hair from her face with shaking hands. Nick stumbles ashore moments later, his face twisted with guilt, desperate to explain himself but knowing that nothing he says can erase the terror of the last few minutes. The three of them remain frozen in that heavy silence, the air thick with tension and unspoken questions. Has this brush with death finally pushed Brooke back into Ridge's arms? Or will the shadow of Nick's recklessness linger, complicating everything between them? The answer may shape all their futures. Crosstown, a completely different kind of storm brews inside the quiet halls of the hospital. Finn Finnegan walks with purpose, his expression carved from stone as he finally corners Grace Buckingham in a deserted corridor. His calm tone masks the fury bubbling beneath the surface, but his eyes are sharp and unyielding. "I've looked everywhere," Finn begins, his voice measured but edged with steel. He lifts a tablet, scrolling through blank search results. "There isn't a single mention of the colleague you claimed performed Liam's procedure. Not one. No records, no credentials, no photos. So tell me, Grace, who are you lying to? Me or everyone?" Grace falters, her confident facade finally starting to crack. Her hands twitch at her sides, and for a moment, she can't meet his gaze. Finn steps closer, his anger rising as he accuses her outright of faking Liam's brain tumor and orchestrating a cruel, manipulative deception. He paints the reality of her scheme with precision, each word cutting deeper than the last. But Grace does not offer an apology. She does not break down in shame. Instead, she leans in, lowering her voice to a whisper that trembles with desperation. "You don't have to tell anyone, Finn. Please. Help me. Cover this up, and no one ever has to know." For a split second, Finn is too stunned to respond. Then his face hardens, his horror plain to see. The woman before him isn't just guilty, she's unrepentant and willing to drag him into her web of lies. She is asking him to abandon his ethics, his career, and his conscience, just to shield her from the consequences of her choices. He takes a step back, his chest tight with disgust and disappointment. In that long, suffocating pause, Finn knows there is no going back. Grace has crossed a line, and the fallout will be catastrophic. Moments later, Finn makes a decision that will change everything. He refuses to protect Grace any longer, and he will not carry the weight of her lies. His jaw tightens as he escorts her to the Spencer estate, every step heavy with tension. Inside, Liam and Hope wait, completely unaware that the truth about to be revealed will shatter the fragile peace they've tried to hold on to. The moment the front door closes behind them, the atmosphere shifts. The air feels thick and suffocating, as if the walls themselves sense the confrontation that's about to erupt. Finn stands firm, his expression cold and unyielding, while Grace hesitates just inside the doorway, her eyes darting nervously from Liam to Hope. Finally, Finn's voice cuts through the silence, low and steady, but with an edge of steel that leaves no room for argument. "Grace has something she needs to tell you," he says, each word landing like a hammer. Grace swallows hard, her hands trembling as she stares down at the floor. A long, agonizing pause follows, the kind of silence that stretches until it's almost unbearable. Then, her voice breaks through in a whisper, so faint it's nearly lost. There was never a tumor. I lied." The words hit the room like an explosion. Liam stumbles back as if the air has been punched from his lungs, his face a mixture of disbelief and raw anger. He paces the room, running his hands through his hair, trying to process the magnitude of the betrayal. "You played with my life, with my family. For what?" he shouts, his voice cracking under the weight of fury and heartbreak. Hope can barely look at Grace. Her eyes glisten with unshed tears, not only for Liam's suffering, but for the irreparable damage this lie has caused to their sense of trust and safety. Grace opens her mouth to explain, to offer some kind of excuse, but the words falter and die in her throat. Every attempt to justify herself sounds hollow against the raw pain in the room. Finn steps forward, his voice calm but sharp as a blade. "Grace, this isn't just about hurting them. This is criminal. Bill Spencer will find out soon, and when he does, the fallout will be far worse than you can imagine." By the end of the confrontation, Grace is trembling, trapped at the edge of ruin. Her future is now a storm of impossible choices: flee town in shame, turn herself in, or betray someone else to save her own skin. Whatever she chooses, the consequences will be devastating. From the crashing waves at the marina to the quiet devastation inside the Spencer estate, this day on The Bold and the Beautiful is one that no one will forget. Brooke's near-death experience has left hearts shaken, while Grace Buckingham's lies have detonated like a bomb in the middle of the Spencer family. Will Brooke's terrifying ordeal finally push her back into Ridge's arms? And after her forced confession, has Grace truly sealed her fate, or will she make a desperate move to escape the storm she created? Share your theories in the comments below. Your predictions keep this community alive. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more daily B&B breakdowns. Until next time, stay tuned, because in this world, the drama never sleeps.